I'll tell you what, guys, if you look back at the history of the wild card round from a point spread perspective, going back to 1978, you exclude the 1982 strike season, there are only two significant trends from an ATS perspective, once again, that really come into play. And both of them came to fruition yesterday. 1 to 3 point underdogs, now 29, 19, and 2 against the spread after the 2-0 sweep with the Saints and the Colts, both winning outright as pups yesterday. And believe me, if you had Kansas City yesterday, my sympathies are extended to you. I've been there. I know how devastating those losses can be. Listen, yesterday, I managed to lose yet again, but this time I was in basketball, a 15-dime play on Syracuse. I almost personally brought down the Orange program yesterday, a team that was hitting over 47% of its shots from the field, went 9.5 minutes without hitting a field goal to start the second half yesterday and had its worst offensive shooting performance of the season, just 25% in the second half, and nearly lost at home. And its 8th undefeated season on the line in its ACC debut against Miami of Florida. But I'll tell you what, losing that game with a double-digit favorite like Syracuse was far easier to swallow than losing a game like Kansas City yesterday. Now, the other trend that has some significance in the wild card round is the fact that home dogs are now 14-5 against the spread after the Colts cashed in yesterday. And that was a strange game from a betting perspective here, because you know that Kansas City was a 1.5 point underdog on Friday night. Kansas City was a 1 point underdog very early on Saturday morning before the betting public came in on the Chiefs. And I can certainly see why. And let me go back a few days, by the way. Remember Monday's video report? I said to you, I've always found it so strange when NFL coaches will rest their regulars during the preseason because they fear getting them injured. And then I spoke about the NFL regular season with Andy Reid's decision last week to rest 20 of his 22 starters in that eventual overtime loss to San Diego. And I pointed out that I certainly understand how important it is for teams to give weary players after 15, 16 weeks of action a little respite before going into the postseason. I get all that. But my point was that, what is it? Like God is coming down and speaking to these coaches saying, hey, rest so-and-so. We promise he won't get hurt the following week. So you rest all your starters. And Jamal Charles, really the key to yesterday's game as far as I was concerned, as I discussed on yesterday's video report, after 3 carries suffer a concussion. You can't predict the future. I mean, Christ's sake, this is gambling. I mean, so you rested him in the season finale only to see him get hurt after 3 carries. Now, listen, he could have gotten hurt if he played in the season finale against San Diego. But again, I just find the sheer lunacy of it all that these coaches rest players because they want to keep them fresh. They want to keep them healthy, more importantly. Really? I mean, how many times do you see in the preseason where a guy's rested almost the entire preseason campaign and then blows out his knee, the second play of scrimmage in the first regular season opener? It's just a strange thing. FYI, Road Dogs, 45, 47, and 3. Now, going back to 1978 in the wild card round, again excluding the 82 strike campaign. And, of course, conversely, home favorites 47, 45, and 3. So what does that tell you? Absolutely nothing. It's still a 50-50 proposition, as I do think both of today's games are as well. Hi, everyone. Al DeMarco here. This, of course, is going to be your video report for Sunday. Listen, I'm going to give you a free selection here coming up on the game between the Packers and the 49ers. That's my own personal best bet today. I'm going to talk about a couple of the other handicappers. I want to give you a betting tip today involving a couple of them. And I also want to take a look at your second-to-last bowl game, because I know everybody out there, after the NFL games are over tonight, you're going to be tuned to your television to watch the GoDaddy.com Bowl. There, they got free publicity because that's why they named it the GoDaddy.com Bowl, right? Which is going to be played in Mobile, Alabama. Just pissed off everybody in the South. Okay, I admit it. 9 o'clock Eastern time tonight. We will get to that in just a second. Hey, let me talk about a couple of the hot handicappers. Let's guess. Who am I going to start talking about on today's video report first? Well, it ain't going to be me after 5 straight losing days, trust me. Is going to be Shawn Michaels, because today he's going for winning day number 79 out of 115. His 100-dime wild card line error game of the year. Your San Fran Green Bay side kickoff on that one, 4:40 Eastern time. 45-20 now with 100-dimers in the NFL the past 4+ seasons, after giving the Saints outright over Philadelphia last night, after giving Indianapolis by 20 as an 11.5 point favorite over Jacksonville last Sunday. And of course, this play is is just as strong as those college football side selections, of which he is 14-3 this year, after giving you Missouri outright over Oklahoma State on Friday, South Carolina outright over Wisconsin in the Capital One Bowl on Wednesday. 3 straight underdog 100-dime winners cashing for Sean this week. And he's got another 100-dimer today. Does it go with the home dog in this one, or lay it with the 49ers on the road? Bottom line, he has had a total of 116 plays the past 7 months. 78 wins, 36 losses, 2 pushes, and $10 bettors have won $28,490 with those selections. And that's a hell of a run any way you slice it. Now, the betting tip is this. Scott Delaney today has his 100-dime winner number 10 out of 12, also on San Francisco and Green Bay. And as you know, Delaney, yesterday, 50-dime winner, Saints Eagles under, which you got for just $14.95. This play is twice as strong. Last Sunday, hit his 100-dime NFL total of the year play you got for just $19.95. Rams and Cardinals under. This play is equal in power. And $10 bettors have won $6,700 following his betting advice the past 8 weeks. Delaney and Michaels are on the same side of the San Francisco-Green Bay contest today. And let me take it a step further. I also looked into Brian Rosica, who, listen, I'm going to be upfront with you. He has had an awful football season the last couple months. Have just been horrendous for him, okay? That's why I haven't mentioned him. But he did hit a 100-dimer on Philadelphia last night, going for a on New Orleans last night, going for a third straight NFL winner today. It's a 75-dime play. He is on the opposite side of Delaney and Shawn Michaels. So if you have one, you now know what the others have. There's no need to buy them. If you already have to have a package with one of those guys, I wanted to pass that on to you. Craig Davis, of course, the former president of FantasyFootball.com, longtime winner here at the site in all sports. But let's face it, football, this is what his bread and butter is. And $10 bettors have won over $10,700 in the NFL alone the past couple of seasons, including 5 straight Super Bowl winners from Craig. Today, not only winning day number 25 out of 36, but 100-dime winner number 24 out of 38 on the San Diego-Cincinnati side. He's hit 100-dime plays each of the past 2 Sundays, and $10 bettors over the past 35 days. So what's that, 5 weeks, right? Have won $5,600 following his betting advice. Today, one of your promos, you can save $24 off of any single purchase here at the site by using coupon code 24OFF, 240FF. You can also turn to Brad Wilton for another 60-dime play. You know, over the past 6 months, you've gotten 43 of Brad's 60-dime releases for huge discounts. And you know how successful they've been. Today, 60-dime winner number 42 out of 62. Chargers, Bengals, over, under. You save $80 by using coupon code WILTON80, WILTON, and the number 80. You just got his Orange Bowl total, Clemson, Ohio State, over for $9 on Friday. You got his Sun Bowl total on Tuesday, UCLA and Virginia Tech, over for $9. This play is just as strong as those. And finally, Jeff Benton, 75-dime winner number 23 out of 36. Packers 49ers total is wild card total of the year. Saved $90. Just as strong as a 60. No, it's bigger than a 60-dime winner last night that they had on the Saints. That coupon code is Jeff90. Jeff90. Okay, guys, let's get to the free selections here. First of all, I'm going to go in reverse chronological order. Let me talk about the GoDaddy Bowl here between Ball State and Arkansas State. Now, Arkansas State is playing in this particular bowl game for a 3rd consecutive season. Ball State is the 7-point favorite here. Now, certainly the MAC has not represented itself well here in the postseason. I keep thinking about the Northern Illinois debacle here about a week ago, okay? Last year, Ball State played, as we just saw against Baylor a couple of nights ago, a very good Central Florida team, and lost in St. Petersburg, Florida, in my favorite bowl game of them all, the Beef O'Brady's Bowl. They lost that particular game last year, but listen, I like Ball State in this particular contest here. Arkansas State, again, for a 3rd straight season in a state of flux because of its coach leaving, Brian Harsin taking the Boise State job. So the Red Wolves, once again now, promoting, who the hell did they promote? The name escapes me. Sorry, guys, I can't think of who the hell it is here. I'm just trying to think of who the hell the guy is. Anyway, the interim coach, their defensive coordinator, John Thompson, who ironically was promoted last year as their interim coach as well. for this bowl game. And here, ironically, he's in the same position again. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride, maybe in this particular case. Anyway, I like Ball State in this particular game, minus the 7 points. And one of the reasons is that the Red Wolves changed their offensive philosophy later in the season, meshing better with the personnel that they had, going to more of a power running game rather than the spread attack. But the key here was Adam Kennedy, their quarterback, the senior quarterback, who became much more of a runner in the season's 5 games, 4 of which were wins by Arkansas State. Problem is, Kennedy dislocated his kneecap in the season finale. Now, true, we are talking 5 weeks later almost, okay? But how much running and how effective will he be in this particular contest? As for Arkansas State, I think they're going to have a tough time stopping the Ball State attack. Ball State can run the ball. Arkansas State can't stop anybody running the ball, giving up 5.2 yards per carry this season, ranking them 103rd in terms of rushing defense among 123 Division 1A squads. Their pass defense isn't much better. Their secondary got scorched for 19 touchdown passes and 234 yards a game. And you know that Ball State can move the ball both on the ground and through the air. On the ground, Juwan Edwards finished with almost 1,000 yards rushing, a little over 5 yards a carry. And Keith Wenning passed for over 3,900 yards, 34 touchdown passes, only 6 interceptions. So Ball State closed the season on an 8-1 run. Their only loss coming at Northern Illinois, a game that was 28-28 with about 8 minutes to go. And then Northern Illinois scored 3 straight touchdowns to ice the win. I'm going to go with Ball State in this particular game and lay the points. Now, in terms of the San Francisco game against the Packers today, I think the tendency for a lot of guys are looking at the cold weather and saying, oh, this game is going to stay under. I beg to differ. Both teams are playing in the cold weather, okay? I think this one goes over, and I think you take advantage of the reduced price sitting around 45.5 in this contest. Listen, the Packers are going to win this game. They know that Aaron Rodgers has got to throw. That's the bottom line. Meanwhile, you've got a San Francisco team that is effective on the ground and through the air, and they certainly have been in the 2 victories against the Packers here in week 1 of this season, and then last year in the playoffs with Colin Kaepernick leading the offense. You know the 49ers are going to put points on the board. And you know that Green Bay is going to give up plenty of points as well. This Packers defense injury-riddled and simply not that good. So I think that when you look at the game, I think that you buck the trends, and instead of staying under, you go over in this one. Aaron Rodgers, looked pretty damn good, albeit against an awful Chicago defense last week. But, he was out for the 7.5 weeks. He came back last week. He got through the game. He said he felt great. He's had another week of practice under his belt. Randall Cobb came back last week. You saw he was on the receiving end of the game-winning touchdown at Chicago that propelled the Packers into the playoffs. Say that 3 times quickly. Go ahead. Propelled the Packers into the playoffs. And all you guys are sitting out there going, propelled the Packers. Yes, it's not that easy. I'm shocked as hell as I was able to say it this morning, as tired as I am. So anyway, I like that game to go over the total. That's your entertainment for today. I will talk to you maybe tomorrow. And, who knows? Maybe I'll actually win a damn game today. I'll talk to you tomorrow when we've got, what's that damn game they're playing tomorrow night? Florida State against somebody? Talk to you then.